Abducted at the Altar, Crowns and Kilts, Book 3, by Cynthia Wright, narrated by Timothy Campbell. Prologue. Duntullum Castle, Isle of Skye, Scotland, May 1538. Tears welled in Fiona's eyes and filled her throat as she gazed at her mother, dozing fitfully under a woven tartan bedcover. Eleanor Lindsay MacLeod had once been vibrantly lovely, but now, after years of slow failing health, she was thin, pale, and weak. "Your da should be here," muttered Isabel, the nursemaid. The old woman had looked after the 3 MacLeod offspring since birth, and now that they were grown, she stayed on to help care for her bedridden mistress. "Shh," cautioned Fiona. She certainly agreed that her father, Magnus MacLeod, ought to be the one sitting on the edge of her mother's bed and holding her dry, hot hand, but it was difficult to hear the words spoken aloud. "Mamma might hear." Isabel sniffed. "Nay, she's not even opened her eyes for days." Fiona ached with unshed tears. She was exhausted and numb after such a long, vain struggle to return her mother to health. The books Eleanor had taught her to read when she was a wee lass were stacked haphazardly near the bed. In recent months their rows had been reversed, and Fee had read aloud in Latin and French to her beautiful bedridden mother. She'd acted out the complaint of the Black Knight, written by the English monk John Lydgate, even jumping up to pace across the tower room and pantomime the action. When Eleanor laughed or grew tearful, Fiona had felt triumphant. But now there was nothing more to be done. She could scarcely bear the thought that the end might truly be at hand. Just then, Eleanor's eyelids fluttered. "Praise God," breathed Isabel. "Mamma?" Fiona's heart beat faster. "Darling lass," her mother whispered, "there is something I desire to give you. Isabel knows." The old nurse immediately went to a carved chest and opened the lid. A moment later she approached the bed holding a small silver casket, its top inlaid with enamel. "Your ma's been waiting to pass this on to you," Isabel explained, and put the box in her hand. "Open it, lass." Fiona felt the warmth of her mother's gaze on her as she lifted the lid. Inside was a striking circular brooch, a ruby at its centre, surrounded by 4 identically carved sea monsters. "Mamma," she breathed, "it's wonderful. Why have I never seen this before?" Eleanor looked to Isabel. "Please, explain to our Fee." "The brooch was part of a treasure buried by the savage Vikings who invaded Skye. Ye may know the MacLeods are descended from Laud, the son of the Norse king, Olaf the Black." Isabel spoke reverently, as if repeating an oft-told tale. "When our great clan chief, Alistair Crottach, came into possession of the treasure, he
Sample complete. Ready to continue?